Lady Bartee, thank you so much for joining us today. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm blessed. Again, so we're gonna start with, who are you? Tell us about yourself. Who is Lady Bartee?
Well, I consider myself a creative person.
Okay.
Very,
How long you been creating?
for about 10 plus years.
10? Okay. All right. Where you from?
I'm from New York,
New York.
upstate.
Upstate. Okay, I hear the accent.
Mhm.
I hear the accent. Tell us some more.
So I do a lot of things. I model, I sing. I'm a trainer, physical trainer that is.
Okay.
A mentor, a teacher. So I'm like very gifted.
Teaching. How long you been teaching?
I've been teaching for about 10 plus years.
Okay, so same time you couldn't figure out what you want to do.
Nah, I figured I just wanted to entertain every gift that I had. So.
Okay, I understand that. I love that. So as far as on the creative side, what all do you do?
I write music.
Okay.
And I do things like create like competitions for other women and transform their bodies and like create banquets to make women feel good again and dress them, design them up, set it up for them to get their makeup on and, pick out their outfits and make them look really good and feel good about themselves. That's one of the things, yeah.
Okay. So what's before we get into our questions, what's next for the creative side, music side?
Music, I plan on doing a little more traveling, getting back out there.
Okay.
Right now I'm on...
Back out there, hold on, let me ask. Back out there, what does back out there mean?
Well, I took a break
Okay.
from music. Since 2018, I was in the USA charts and I had won the McDonald Gospel Fest as the best vocalist, female vocalist. So I took a break and, a lot of stuff was going on, life happens, and I got into physical training. I became certified in personal training and certified in nutrition and stuff like that, and wanted to, help women transform their bodies, being that I went through so much in life and stuff like that. And being a mom, and I was a wife. I was married to a pastor at the time, and I got divorced, and things happened, and my body and my world took a turn.
Right. But you're here though, so that's all that matters.
That's right.
That's all that matters. So speaking of matter, so question number 2, why does Lady Bartee matter?
I matter because I'm an impact to the world in many different ways. Impacting musically, teaching. I feel like I touch all age groups in a way, as far as kids, because my experience in life dealing with children. As a child, I was abused. I went through so much. So I feel like I need to just give back to kids. So in that area, I just why not? That was one of my gifts that I kind of discovered at the age of 17. And I just never wanted to let that go of making an impact with kids and changing their lives, helping them change their life, think differently, steering them on the right path. From what I experienced in life, I never want a kid to experience what I experienced in life. So
right, and I mean the kids are they're the future.
They're the future. That's right.
So I mean we need more people thinking like you for sure. So you ready to get into these questions?
I think so.
You think so? Let's get it going. All right. So question technically number 3, because we're gonna say number 1, number 3, slash, but what part of yourself do you hide from others the most?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
So I said, look, we going in. And while you're thinking about it, one of the reasons why, I wanted to create this experience, this show, is we never know, with social media, we never know who's going through some of the same things we're going through, especially as people, as creators and entertainers and artists. We don't get humanized.
Right.
They just see us as like dance, sing, And nah, we humans too. And
Right.
think about how many other people are just not teachers and policemen. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to, make this experience. So tell me. Yeah, let's go there.
I think it's vulnerability. Yeah.
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain.
In life, I've experienced a lot of trauma, and I've always had to be strong because when I did open up, it's like taken advantage of, as a little girl coming up, and so it's difficult now to show that vulnerability in not just an intimate relationship but in every relationship.
Right.
To say I need help or something like that is very difficult for me. I like to just take it in and just deal with it.
Do you think that it's harder? Do you have trouble showing your feminine side because of that?
Show my feminine side. I think so. I've been told my masculine side is a little straight up forward, always seen.
Right.
And I believe that it's a defense mechanism that I tend to use.
And the only reason I say that is, again, on social media, and you hear so many people saying, I have to be the man and the woman. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's coming from somewhere.
Right.
It's just those, where we're at as a people and as a culture. So okay, so vulnerability. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you combat that? Especially in a time when it's time for us to be vulnerable. How do you combat that? How do you stop yourself from saying, okay, no, I can't be that person right now?
The truth be told is like, I gotta be put in the position to like where there's no other choice. Like my back is against the wall. Like, okay, girl, you gotta come out and just be like, I need help. This is how I'm feeling. So, cause it's not just gonna come out.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a tough cookie. So, and I have, over time when you experience so many things, you kind of program yourself to be this person, right? And as they say, we create walls, and we, as people, when we go through so much disappointment and we witness or experience so many failures, we create a wall.
Yeah.
And and sometimes if you creating a wall, you gotta it takes time to break down, right? So only God Himself gets me to that point where it's like, okay, it's time to take this wall and put it to the side. It's okay, you're safe here, but please believe me, I gotta feel safe.
Right.
I gotta feel safe.
And I know that's not one of the questions, but how do we know when we feel safe?
That's a good question. I don't even think you do know. I think it's just a risk that you have to take. And I'm a believer, so I think it's just your relationship.
We gotta be specific.
I'm a believer in Christ.
Okay.
I think it's the relationship that I have with Christ is that I have to just trust God enough to know, like, listen, me taking this risk, I trust that you got me no matter what.
Right.
Rather if it go bad, if it go good, left or right, I trust that I'm gonna be okay. And that's a lot of self-talk.
Okay. You ready for the next question?
Go ahead.
You want to eat some of your look? So we got
hold on for now.
Okay. So I got those pages from a place in Dallas, Texas, called El Pelote. It's a vegan Hispanic place. I'm one of my favorite places to go. 8 years plant-based. So very good. Got a little vanilla pudding in it. So got that for you and every guest that comes.
You tasting?
I would love for you to taste. I didn't provide you with no fork.
No
I'm sorry. I'm being a horrible host. Look, we gonna get it right.
And this bread is vegan?
It is. The pudding as well too.
Oh right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me taste.
It's good, ain't it? It's good.
No, the bread is busting.
Yeah.
I'm not a big bread eater.
It's busting. Yeah. Okay. Ready for question 2?
Yeah.
All right. Do you believe that you're stronger than you think?
um, I believe I identify my strength depending on what I'm going through in the season.
Okay. Yeah, I think when we have to be strong, when we have to be that head of the household or whatever it may be, it's easy. But those moments when we almost have a choice,
Right.
that's when I think that strength becomes tested even
Right.
more. You know what I mean? Because choices are, if it's something that we like, dang, I really want to do this, but there's a A and those two doors, and if you walk through that door, there could be a consequence that you didn't necessarily calculate. And so dealing with those and being accountable for those decisions, I think are really important.
Yeah, I will agree, and I think, and you're absolutely right. I will agree. I think through life experiences, as you grow, and you go through unexpected things that may occur, such as tragedy or your life take a change, and you have to be strong. The things that you think that you would never be strong in,
Right.
but you go into the survival mode.
Yeah.
And I remember, I can backtrack, like about almost 10 years ago, I lost my daughter, and I had to watch her, go in my arms. It was difficult. Like, who would go through that?
Right.
Like, my life was never the same. So, and in that mode, it was like, I'm not going to survive this, right? And then, pushing 10 years later, I'm still here, thriving in other areas that I gave birth to through that tragedy.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's what I said. I used the word to identify, because you start identifying different strengths in your life, depending on where you are and what you're going through in that certain season.
Can you tell me a time where outside of the loss of your, my condolences for that going through that, but can you identify a time recently, especially in your career, in your music career, where that hidden strength came out of nowhere, and you realized, I needed that, or I didn't know I had that?
Yeah, a couple months back, me moving to Texas.
Ooh, she even said the country. Texas. Lord, okay.
It was like, you have this ambition, right? Ambitious people. We go forward. We're very aggressive in what we want, how we want it. And when things don't go as planned,
right,
we like, listen, this ain't right. Things is looking a little foggy. I think this was the wrong, choice I made. And you start feeding it. And when you start feeding that negativity, it makes you weak inside,
right,
and you feel like you can't make it, right? And then other things come along that spikes your enthusiasm again. You're like, oh, I feel like I could do it. You know what I mean? I feel like this may be it. I just had to go through this. But the thing, I was told this by my brother. I was telling him about a dream I had, and I was like, I got to the top, and then things started getting shaky, and then I went back down. He was like, doubt.
Yeah.
And he was like, you got to stop doubting. And I realized, and I did a self-observation, and I was like, yo, doubt will really kill opportunity. And I was like, a lot of the things that I went through, it was unnecessary, because it was my doubt. It was my doubt in my speaking, my doubt in my thinking, because I saw something that didn't go right. I started speaking and feeding it, and it was doubt. Like, I started doubting it, and then what happens? You don't accomplish.
Right.
You start being stagnant. And so when I start seeing that, and the thing is, you got to first identify it, because then you'll blame everything.
Yeah.
But what it is, and it is really you. It's your thought pattern. And I had so many people, even yourself, who told me that you just speak negativity. Like, you gotta I think a lot of things you go through is because you're speaking negativity, and I had to get myself out of that. Why? And I had to ask myself, why am I speaking negativity all the time? It's because I had so much negative experiences,
right,
that I had stopped believing
Right.
that, like, I'm gonna only get this far and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So when you handicap yourself that way, it hinders you from a lot of opportunity. It hinders you from moving forward. And so I've learned that about myself, like, and that was one of the things that I needed to focus on and, like, climb out of that hole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm such a big believer in we create the reality that we want to exist in, and so just that positive reinforcement is important. Now, kind of piggybacking on what you said, what, in your opinion, where do you think doubt comes from? Because I think as artists, you know, think about that time when it's time to release something. We like, ooh, everybody, they gonna like this? And it comes from somewhere. In your opinion, where do you think that comes from?
Childhood. What you was told, what you couldn't do. It has a birthing place, and I believe it's childhood. For me, and I'm just sharing, being really, I don't know no other way but to be real. I was abused, physically, and mentally, emotionally abused, and every time I went forward to do something, it was always somebody trying to hold me back. You can't do this, you can't, or telling me why I can't do it, or, you know, making me feel like I had to be something else,
right,
in order for me to do it. And so we carry that seed, and even though we're accomplishing in certain areas as an adult, that seed is still there and planted. It just hasn't manifested yet, depending on what you face.
Right.
That similarity come up. Oh, I heard this before. You may hear something similar that you heard it from a child, and then it just take you back, and then it just stagnates you.
Right.
So I really think it comes from childhood.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, nature nurture is so big. Let's see. Let's go. Before we go to the next question, is it my turn to taste?
Yeah, go ahead. Taste your little pastry.
I gotta take these.
You got a little pastry.
But it could be a lot in there.
Okay, let me see.
This is vanilla. It's vanilla. Let's see.
You supposed to break it in half so we can see it.
Let me take the shit right here.
Is it gushy?
Pause. Pause. Big pause. No, look, I would say this. This bread, fire. It's gas.
Yeah.
It's gas. Let me get the vanilla part. Get some more mash.
Just a little bit.
Look,
Just a little bit.
Oh, it's gone?
I think you look good. You alright.
Okay. That's good. Okay. I'm sorry. We gotta get out of experience. Okay. Next question. What's one thing you are running away from?
Whoa. I'm getting a little deep here now.
No, I mean, but again, another goal from that I wanted with this experience. You know, again, people know who Lady Bartee is, but let's humanize the brand. Let's So when your community connects to you, I relate to that. You know what I mean? That's how we build that community that's gonna be with us until we're done.
To be honest, now I want this to go. I know it won't go over everybody's head, but ministry.
Okay.
My son said something to me the other day, and he was like, Mom, you're singing, that's where it's at, this and the third. And other people have told me, no matter how much you run, this and the third. I'm like, what? You think I'm running? And my son was like, yep, like a track star. I was like, why? He was like, because you know what comes with it.
Which is?
And a lot of battle. And ministry is, you you pulling souls out of dungeons, like you pulling souls out of dark places. So that alone, you know, those dark powers puts up a fight. And what people don't know, after I pulled you out, now I gotta go home and pull myself out. Like who's gonna put me out? Because that person, you know, that entity or whatever you was fighting is mad that you free.
Right.
And mad that I helped you get free. And so now it's a battle. It's a battle that I have to fight myself. And if I don't have the proper company around me, it is difficult.
Right.
It is difficult because you experience a lot of difficulty throughout life, you know, and trying to hold yourself together mentally, emotionally, physically.
Do you think when it comes to ministry, the community is patient enough?
People are not patient.
Yeah.
That's not a such thing.
But it is though. It should be.
It should be, yes. But is it? No.
Why do you think?
Because everybody wants it quick and fast.
Right.
Even we sometimes want it quick and fast. If it don't happen as quick as we think it should happen, we go through, you know, this little emotional wreck. So I get it, but it is what it is. I think the key is just to stay focused.
Right.
It's just no matter what, you can't allow your environment to affect your focus in your relationship with the God Most High. Like it just, I can't allow that. So you have to reject certain things from your mindset.
I think a lot of times people are feel they have to be in the church to have ministry.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's I mean you can build that anywhere.
Right.
So yeah. So,
I think church is a cave, man.
so say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
It is a cave, and I think it's because I used to think that I was programmed. I believe my parents taught me that because they were taught that, right? And so you got to go to church every Sunday. It's religion, but religion is nothing but captivity. And I know that's a different level.
Message.
That's a different level and different aspect. But I've been in the church.
But it's real though.
I'm a PK kid, you know, preacher's kid, pastor's kid. I've been in church all my life, and I think I experienced God the most is when I walked away from the church.
Woo, that's tough. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. All right. We getting close to the end. What's something you wish you had said?
I had said in reference to
anything. You know, a lot of times I'm one, I don't want to live with regrets, right? And so just think about like that opportunity. You may have been at a convention and there's a Q&A with someone of your favorite speakers or something, and you had this question you've been wanting to ask them, and you don't get up there and you don't say it. It don't have to be just anything in particular or anything we've spoken about today, but what's something that you wish you have said?
I don't know if I can say wish I have said, but more so wish I have done.
Okay.
I remember last year I was invited to Tasha's Cobb's. Anybody know Tasha Cobb is a gospel singer, top notch.
Tasha Cobb, you gotta tell who Tasha Cobb.
Tasha Cobb is the gospel singer. She's but it was Tasha Cobb's, it was Jonathan McGrinnell, it was all of them, right? And it was her birthday party, and literally, what we consider celebrities, right? From sitting in the midst of this celebrity environment. And there's people like myself who you would call, fans or whatever. But we're in this room and I was just standing there. Everybody's walking up to her, hi, taking pictures. I had all the opportunity. Even walked out, see Jonathan McGrinnell and be like, I can just go up to him right now and shake his hand and all the opportunity to go in just to say something, how you got here, you know, whatever.
Right.
It froze.
Right. But see, this goes back to, again, why I wanted this experience, because if, not to say she hasn't, because I don't know it, maybe you can tell us, but if she, in some point in your journey of becoming a fan of hers, had humanized herself for you, something you can relate to or attach to, you know, maybe it would have given you that courage to go and say something to her. You know
I mean, she did. In that moment, she did share a little bit of her testimony, which was similar to mine.
Okay.
She shared, you know, that she went through some sort of rejection and that she would, like, basically keep people out of her zone. You know what I'm saying? You know, trust issues within her own self, you know, of her upbringing or what so have you. And she shared a little taste of it. But it was just, again, it was just me. Like, Shalise was yeah, like, what are you doing right now? This is your moment to shake the person's hand that you, and I just froze. It was just like, oh my goodness.
See, what you should have did, you should just start singing and everybody look at you. And that'd been good. Yeah, but nah, that's what you. That's what's up, though. All right, last question. Then we have a bonus question.
Okay.
Do you feel prioritized?
Prioritizing what aspect? By just me
in general,
making myself prioritize?
I mean, only you can answer this, right?
I mean, if you're talking about do I matter? Yeah. Like, I feel like, yeah, I have a lot to offer. Yeah, like there was moments where I felt less than,
right.
But I remember who I was and where I came from, and then I remember why I was feeling that. Maybe was connected to the wrong person,
right?
And I had to disconnect myself. One thing about me, if you're not feeding me, and it's not positive, and you're not pertaining to my growth,
right.
Rather if you're telling me something good or bad, but I need to know it, I separate myself from you. Right. So that shows that I have value, and I believe that I'm valuable.
Yeah, I think it's just the feeling of feeling prioritized is super important. You know, even with like younger kids, like we as adults, it's so easy for us to write them off.
Right.
Like, but they're human beings too. They have feelings too. They're going through things just as like we are as well, right. Too, as adults. So, you know, that validation, that feeling like my issues or my problems are a priority is super important. I mean, like you said, it shapes you. Mm-hmm. You know, so you know maybe you don't have that vulnerability. You know, as you grow older, those different things like that. So, okay, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be giving me no Hallmark answer. Hallmark don't sponsor this, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Define love.
Ooh. Love.
Yeah.
Love. Oh my goodness. You know when you say love, people have misused that, so you gotta really dig deep.
That's what we want.
Love is power.
Mm.
Love is power, and I think we underestimate love because it's mishandled.
Right.
It's mishandled.
Right.
Love brings things together.
How so? How so is love mishandled?
Because people put a limit on love.
Mm-hmm.
I love you if you love me, type thing.
Right.
You know, you did me dirty, so I don't love you no more. Like, when I'm supposed to love you anyway.
Yeah.
Like, even if you do me dirty, I'm supposed to love, because I'm supposed to love the hell out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, love is just people don't know how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Again, the people that don't know are the people who are mishandled. And love had to be broken down to me as well. Like being in my meditation moment, I had to really dig deep on what love was. And love is when, even when somebody stab you in the back, you know what I'm saying? You gotta love them.
Right.
Like, I love you, I forgive you. And it's
can't
hard.
be around your ass.
Right.
You can't be around your ass.
We treat them, a distance, but I can't hate you.
Right.
Because my hate is only gonna keep me bound. And it's gonna draw negativity to me. And hate and negativity make you age. I mean, cause you to age fast. Like
I heard black don't crack.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's causing bitterness, and yeah, we need practice.
Yeah.
Even myself.
Yeah.
But I love is power to me.
Last thing, how do you practice that?
Constantly self-talk.
Yeah.
Telling yourself what you're gonna accept and what you're not. So reject the negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Speak positive. It's hard. It's difficult. Choose to forgive.
Right.
You make a choice. So you gotta make a choice.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard, God help me. But this is the choice I make, and keep saying it.
Yeah.
Keep watering your brain with your words.
Miss Lady Bartee, you have survived your question. I appreciate you coming. And we are done. We're out.
Yeah, this is weird talking with that man.
Whatever.
But that was good. I'm gonna feel weird talking to a mask.
You're not talking to a man, talking to the person behind the man.
I feel like I'm talking to a burglar.
I like a burglar now.
Oh my goodness. He really gotta put that mask on.
I am. Like that. Okay.
You get a costume. I should have got a costume. Maybe I should wear a mask.
No.
No.
It don't fit you.
You don't know that?
It don't fit you.
This is gonna be weird. I'm not used to this.
But
If I start laughing hysterically, don't get mad at me.
you start laughing.
Yeah. Did you used to have people do this for you and you just taught yourself?
Yeah, my cameraman on his way now. But no, I taught myself all this shit. YouTube University.
This guy. You drew that thing on your mask?
Came like this.
Oh, you bought it like that? And you just took it?
Yeah.
Somebody else's brand? Don't do that. That looks creepy.
Well, look here.
That mask. I'm not used to that.
We ready now.
Are we getting really working out?
Questions out?
Oh God. Did you cut the hole up there too?
Yeah, because I had my locks. When I cut up, before I cut my locks off. Which I'm about to grow back.
You want to grow locks back now?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I thought you said you didn't want it.
I miss them.
Why you ain't got no pastry?
You may have pastry too?
Yep.
Alright. Well, you ain't got no pastry. What's wrong with my pastry? I got different one though.
Why you got a little bitty one?
I got a bunch of them. You know how many interviews I gotta do?
Well, you should get me a little one.
Miss Elise.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're gonna do Lady Bartee, right?
Yes.